race.
Yeah.
I mean, that was very entertaining because they were all right there until, again, the late stages when Casey Scott broke out of traffic. He drove, I will say this about Casey Scott, he drove traffic like a master. He used lap traffic to win that race, to keep the guys behind him. He was very smart how he worked traffic, and that little Chevy Cobalt he's got is fast. I will say, late in the race, Diller was arguably the fastest car on the track. I mean, he was really laying down sometimes. Listen to the best lap in the Hornet division from the top three cars. Your winner, Casey Scott, his best lap was 19.373. Second place, Matt Diller, 19.409. And Devin Traslavenia, 19.419. That's close from your top three cars.
And all three of them had a win this year.
No.
Casey Scott hasn't?
He's got a couple. I don't think No, I don't think
Matt Diller's won, and so is Devin.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. But I will say, late in the race on that longer run, Casey Scott was the guy to beat. He's just so consistent.
Yeah.
Just so consistent in his entry on the. That's where he beats these guys in this division. Casey Scott wins that race by his corner entry because he is good coming out. That's what is winning these races for him. That little Cobalt, however he's got it set up, it's working.
Yep.
Gets through the cars good, but he gets into the corners so much better with. I mean, it's front wheel drive class.
Yep.
And whatever he's doing is working for him because that's, I think, win number 3 or 4 on the season. I think it's 3.
Yeah.
But
there's good cars.
Very. Man, you know what? I'm saving this one. I'm saving this one because I want to talk about Sportsman next. Okay? As you can tell, I'm trying to get to this stuff because we got a lot to talk about in the next two. Sportsman, 9 cars showed up to take the green flag in qualifying. Okay? Let's talk about the feature. We had 10 cars that start the feature. Listen to this. The top 5 cars in qualifying were separated by just under 0.8 of a second. 5 cars in a second. I mean, that's, given the track conditions, these guys are on asphalt slicks. These aren't the easiest cars to drive. Ryan Emery was fast qualifier, 17.403.
And was looking for more speed in the pits.
Jeff Rash was second fast qualifier, 17.472. Brian Brown third, 17.875. Chad Slover fourth fast, 17.943. And then Andy Brashears in the 2A was 18.181. All of that within a little less than 0.8 of a second, 7.78. In the feature, there was a lot that happened in this race. This is what. Okay, let's go recap the day because I want you guys to follow me on this. So qualifying, second fast qualifier was Jeff Rash. Heat race number 1, second place finisher was Jeff Rash. In the trophy dash, second place finisher was Jeff Rash. Okay. The main event rolled around, and Jeff Rash decided it was time to show his cards. He got to the front, and he was all in. Chips are on the table. We're going for it. This is what it is. This is what I'm here for. Total domination. Did you guys see what I saw? The 34 car?
Checking out.
There wasn't anybody that had anything for that 34 car in the feature. Margin of victory, 6.6 seconds. Over second place, Brian Brown. Third place was Chad Slover. Fourth place, Ryan Emery. Fifth place, Andy Brashears. Keep your eyes on that 2A car. It's getting better and better and better every week. We're going to start seeing his name up in that 2, 3, top 3. I guarantee it. That car's getting better every
week. The smile back in the pits is getting bigger.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet it is. That car is really from the first. Now you got to remember, he's been about 7, 8, 9 years out of a car, other than that he drove for Yak in that 47 Rat Rod. Mm-hmm. Okay, now he's back in the old Rayburns that he's familiar with. He's having a ton of fun, and he was talked into this deal by Randy Boyd, and he just said, you know what, just have a good time, and that's what he's doing, and he's getting, much like Dom, getting better every time he gets in that car and getting a feel for it and making that car work. Clyde Rude was fairly fast in this race. He finished 6th. Eric Lindquist was 7th. Alex Emery, Okie Dave Still, 9th. And Glenn Hackney was 10th. I love what Rash did. Second all day long until it was time to push the chips in when it mattered most, and checked out. You watched it.
Oh yeah, he was very smooth, and he'd move his line a little bit, he'd search a little, but he wasn't very far off of it.
He stayed right up in that middle groove.
Yeah.
And it was so smooth.
And it was like, okay, I'm going to accelerate here, I'm going to back off here, and you could watch, and he got really in a rhythm, and there was no one around to mess with his rhythm, and he just kept, the more he got into that rhythm, the more he pulled away, and they were duking it out in the back, and it was like, okay, boys, you go ahead and do that. I'm just going to check out now.
Key word there was rhythm. And lap after lap just looked nearly identical, especially on the entry of turns 3 and 4. Yeah. He knew where his mark was. He hit it. The car would just turn and rotate and just...
I kind of had to quit watching him to realize there was an actual race going on.
Right?
Because it was like, it's watching the same lap over and over again, and I had to pick up 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to watch those guys really, like, slug it out.
No doubt. That's a valid point. But I'm thinking, now that's back-to-back for Jeff Rash, looking for a three-peat, going into Saturday. There is no doubt the way cars are running right now, and this is a great class of cars, but I'm saying right now, there's no way you bet against Jeff Rash going into Saturday night.
Well, no, and how many seasons does he have under his belt? This is his 4th?
More than that. More than that, but you look at all the cars that he's driven.
Well, yeah.
It's all coming together, and he is just
seat time. He's come into his own. He's one of the most helpful guys in the pits.
He'll help anybody.
He'll help anybody, but he's picking up that knowledge while he's helping you.
Right.
And he's coming along.
And I made mention last week on the show about what he likes, and when it comes to a dry, slick track, which we saw,
it's coming.
He is top notch on that type of racetrack.
You watch him throughout the year. I wouldn't say he's necessarily slow, but he just hasn't really got that.
He's a
rhythm.
Right. He's a finesse driver, and and it's crazy to say, but he is much better. And he's fast on a track that's locked down and hooked up. Mm-hmm. But he is much better on that slick, smooth surface where he just holds such a pretty wheel. He's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. You don't see a lot of movement. You don't see
on that wheel, the front tires. The car gets in and he gets it rolled over on the right rear and just kind of sets. And he hangs out just a bit and just smooth as fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying right now, going to Saturday night, I wouldn't bet against this guy.
Yeah, it's coming into his part of the season.
That's exactly it. We're in that time of year,
and it's playing right into his hands. Yep. And all those guys that were duking it out before, and he was doing his top fives. Now they got to start chasing him.
Yes. You're absolutely 100% correct. Okay, let's talk about the meat. Let's get into this stuff. Before we do, I want to talk about a couple things real quick. I promised I'd mention these on the air tonight, and I've got to do it. We need some help.
Is part of it sponsors?
No sponsors, but we will. We'll talk to anybody that wants to come on board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
National Night Out coming up in Lebanon. Okay, it's a community event, big community event. August 7th, Ralston Park, downtown Lebanon. We need 20 cars representing Willamette Speedway to come out. We've got an area blocked off, to bring these cars, get them out to the public, get people out there going, hey, man, I want to come watch these things. August 7th, I'll get the time. We'll post this up on Moxie. Still waiting on the exact time they want us there, but we need 20 cars. If you guys want to bring your cars, and it doesn't matter what division, if you want to bring your cars out, message us on our Facebook page or give us a call if you've got our number. Let us know that you're committing, and we will get it worked in and get a spot reserved for you to come out to National Night Out in Lebanon. Again, we need 20 cars. We've got a lot of space reserved. Let's fill it up. Let's represent the racetrack. Let's represent your sponsors and your divisions, and let's get this out to the public, that are right there that never come out to the track to watch. There's people that live there that don't come out because maybe they've never been to a dirt track race. They don't know what they are.
Or complain about the noise.
Right. Bring them out. Show them what the cars are. Get an interest.
I got to change. I'm always on the Lebanon page because I live in Lebanon. And I had one person that came up and it said, I hear cars racing at night. Where is that from? Every single person was positive. They said, that's our music at night. It made me so happy to see that.
That's awesome.
I didn't see one negative comment on the whole thing.
And I think that for the Willamette Speedway has been in Lebanon since 1966. There is a majority of that community embraces that track, and they should.
Yeah.
Because what that racetrack does for that city, it's not just about us getting together as race fans and teams and having a good time on Saturday night. It's way beyond that. What that racetrack does for businesses, local businesses in that community, is phenomenal. The millions of dollars that track brings to the stores, to the restaurants, to the hotels, to the gas stations, all the people that are affected.
Yeah.
That, April through September. That racetrack is a big part of commerce in Lebanon, Oregon.
Yeah, it really is.
And when you get these guys that go online, and it pops up once or twice a year, some idiot gets on there that just moved up from California or moved out from, wherever, into the community and didn't do their research and now wants to write a letter to get this racetrack shut down that's been there since 1966. Good luck, pal.
Yep.
You're not the first. You're not going to be the last. We're going to talk more about this. This is something we've talked about amongst ourselves as doing a show on it. I have myself have gone on a couple times, got a little heated and debated, if you want to call it that. I mean, I like to call it a total annihilation of stupidity. When you move in from another state and you haven't done your research and you move 8 blocks away from the racetrack, that is all on you. Sorry about your luck. Your fault. That track's not going anywhere.
That's right.
Period. Let's get these cars out there. Let's get people representing their divisions, their
bring
sponsors.
Your dune buggy.
No, we're not bringing the dune buggy out.
We can bring the sand rail.
The sand rail.
Let's get you guys, again, message us on Moxie Media Promotions Facebook page. Give us a private message. If you got our numbers, which a lot of you guys do, give us a call. We'll make sure you get a spot reserved. If there's more, we will do our best to get with the group that's organizing this deal to get a couple more cars there. We will do what we can to make this a big event for you, your sponsors, and the racetrack. It's an awesome deal. And a lot of people in the community involved with this. It'd be a great public relations deal for us.
And if you're selling your car, it's a great spot.
Absolutely. Why not? Why not? But let's get it out there. Let's get people the interest from the people that don't normally go. It's a great opportunity to take care of this. A great marketing opportunity for the racetrack. One other thing I want to bring up. Promise I'd help him because I absolutely love what this dude does. Jeff Hansen, also known as Putter, builds these trophies that are pieces of art. Spectacular, heavy, iron, steel pieces of art that when you get one of those trophies, it goes up front on your mantle.
Keepsake, yeah.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Here's what he's looking for. He's looking for parts and pieces. He's got some trophy projects coming up, okay? Here is what we need, okay? Talking with Putter today. Let me get over here.
Is any of it a used announcer's mic?
We might be able to donate one. We may be able to help out in that sense. Right here. Here's what he's looking for, guys. He's looking for brake rotors, brake hubs, quick change gears and shaft parts, transmission gears, input-output shafts, wheel bearings, spark plugs, ring and pinion gears, transmission couplers and ring gears, etc. Burt, Bren, Falcon, pulleys, water pump, power steering, dry sump. Just use parts to help in building the next trophy that someone can win. He wants all your old parts. If you want to get rid of those old parts and they're laying around your shop collecting dust,
we scrap them every day.
Well, here's a deal. Start saving those.
We have stacks of them.
Start saving those because Putter can use them, or Putter can use these things. I know that you guys you're probably getting reimbursed on some of that stuff. No,
we're scrap it.
Here's your guy right here. Anybody else want something you want to get out of your shop? That can go into some of these pieces of art that Jeff does. Save them, bring them to the track. If he's not there to give them to us. We'll make sure he gets them.
No.
That truck's going to be full. Hold on a second here.
Yeah, no. Quit volunteering my vehicle.
I didn't say anything about taking he's got a big hatch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I'm trying to load parts for Stella in that thing.
Sam will make sure those parts get to Hansen. He's even got a little trailer we can load up. I love it.
That's great.
Yeah, so you guys save those parts. Any kind of old racing part, hubs, rotors, all that good stuff. Quick change gears, ring and pinions.
Dakota, why don't you just message Jeff the phone number and he'll call him?
There you go. See, come on, Cole, get with it.
Yeah. God, got to think of everything around here, and I was just about on the floor dying.
You were. I'm starting to get hot back here.
I got the fan. It's breezing me just wonderfully right now. Sponsors, thank the sponsors.
Are you guys ready?
Thank the sponsors.
Well, we've got a lot of sponsors to thank.
Yeah,
Why don't we start with you, big guy?
No,
why don't you throw it out there and we'll kind of...
I don't sponsor anything.
Well, that's true. That's, it's a shame that you don't support motorsports the way everybody else around you does, but...
I'm selfish like that.
He had to think about what to say, Dom.
I know.
We got him.
Because what I wanted to say, I'm
You
pretty
can't
sure
say on
we
the
would-
air.
Yeah.
I know.